A desert storm of diplomacy, Trump's grand entrance into Saudi Arabia. The Saudi sun beat down, anticipation hung thick in the air. Then, a rumble. A distant roar grew into a thunderous symphony of jet engines. 4 Saudi Arabian F-15 fighter jets, sleek and deadly, pierced the azure sky. Their mission to escort Air Force One carrying President Trump into Riyadh. It was a display of raw power, a carefully choreographed ballet of military might meant to send an unmistakable message. America had arrived, and the Middle East would never be the same. This was no ordinary diplomatic visit. This was Trump's first international trip of his second term, a deliberate choice that reverberated with strategic significance. Saudi Arabia, the birthplace of Islam and the custodian of its holiest sites, was not just a stop on an itinerary, it was a statement. Trump was placing the kingdom at the heart of his Middle East strategy, a gamble that would have profound implications for the region and beyond. The world watched as Air Force One, flanked by its aerial guardians, made its descent. Trump, never one for subtlety, seemed to relish the grand spectacle. This was a man who understood the power of optics, of projecting strength on the world stage. And in that moment, as the jets roared overhead, it was clear, a new chapter in U.S. Saudi relations was about to be written. From the moment Trump stepped onto Saudi soil, he was met with a reception that could only be described as lavish. King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, his frail frame betraying a steely resolve, greeted Trump with a warmth rarely displayed in the often reserved world of diplomacy. The message was clear. The Saudis were pulling out all the stops for this American president. This was not just protocol, it was a full-throated embrace. Billboards adorned with Trump's face lined the streets of Riyadh. Giant posters proclaimed a "Together We Prevail" summit, a testament to the burgeoning alliance between the two nations. Trump, a man accustomed to the gilded cages of Manhattan, seemed genuinely taken by the display. This was, after all, a kingdom known for its opulence, its penchant for grand gestures. And in Trump, they had found a willing audience. The pomp and circumstance were not lost on observers. This was a Saudi Arabia eager to reset relations with the United States after the chill of the Obama years. Trump, with his transactional approach to foreign policy, represented a clean slate, an opportunity to forge a new path forward. And the Saudis, armed with their vast oil wealth and a shared sense of purpose, were determined to seize the moment. The centerpiece of Trump's Saudi visit was a deal that spoke volumes literally in its sheer size. A $142 billion arms agreement, the largest in U.S. history, was inked, cementing Saudi Arabia's status as America's top arms customer. This was not just about weapons systems, it was about sending a message. The deal encompassed everything from cutting-edge fighter jets and Apache helicopters to sophisticated missile defense systems. It was a shot in the arm for the American defense industry, but its implications went far beyond dollars and cents. This was about shoring up Saudi Arabia's military might, about giving the kingdom the tools it needed to counter what both Trump and the Saudis saw as the single greatest threat in the region, Iran. The message to Tehran was unmistakable. The U.S. was back in the Middle East and it was standing shoulder to shoulder with its Gulf allies. The deal was met with predictable outrage from Iran and its proxies, but in the halls of power in Riyadh and Washington, there was a sense of satisfaction. A line had been drawn in the sand. Section 4. Trump's Middle East Playbook, Countering Iran, Cultivating Allies. Trump's visit to Saudi Arabia was about more than just arms deals. It was about articulating a vision, a grand strategy for the Middle East that would define his presidency. At the heart of this vision was a single-minded focus, rolling back Iranian influence. Iran, with its nuclear ambitions and support for militant groups, was seen by Trump as the root cause of instability in the region. Trump's strategy was two-pronged. First, he sought to isolate Iran economically and diplomatically, imposing sanctions and rallying international pressure against the regime. Second, he aimed to strengthen America's alliances with traditional partners in the region, namely Saudi Arabia, Israel, and the Gulf states. These countries, united by a shared distrust of Iran, were seen as crucial bulwarks against Tehran's expansionist ambitions.